God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Fuentes.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Thank you, Mike. The regular season, it is over, Billy. We've made it to Super Wild Card Weekend. How about that?
Yep.
If the season ended today,
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Are we going to do that today?
we should.
Of course we should.
I'm excited.
Yep. You have your Dolphin helmet hat on, Billy?
I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you feel about the Dolphins?
It was not great. It was not great, and even worse by the fact that right after the game, Stephen Ross was like, "You know what? We're good. Everything's staying the exact same.
Yeah.
Everything's staying the exact same next year. Don't worry, we'll figure it out." Chris Greer, you know what you read? Maybe he's going to retire, step out. Nope, he's going to be back. Mike McDaniel, he's going to be back. You know that Tua's not going to be going anywhere.
Right.
And the only person that has said I'm not coming back is Tyreek Hill, and that's not really. I don't know how it works. That's not really Tyreek Hill's decision, but he's decided, you know what? I'm done here. Thank you. I'm going to move on to somewhere else. It's like, buddy, you have a contract. That's.
I mean, apparently Tariq thinks it is his decision. He said goodbye. I mean,
yeah. This is one because like Tyreek has had like situations where like he tweets something and it's like, wait, is he just tweeting that he doesn't want to play anymore? He wants to be a coach? Like, no. What he meant was, and then it's like, hey, Happy New Year to the Chiefs, and it's like, no. What he meant was he wants the Chiefs to like win so that the Dolphins get in. And like he's had a lot of these moments where he like will tweet things where it's like, no. What Tyreek really means is, and it's like, no. But this was him like directly saying like, yeah, I'm ready to move on. And they're like, no. But what he meant was like, no, guys, it's pretty clear. Tyreek Hill wants to go somewhere else at this point.
If you listen to the clip, it sounds like he decides he wants to leave mid-sentence.
yes.
Like he's trying to talk like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
A statement, releasing a statement to say everything's going to stay intact feels like a bit much. Does it not? I mean,
Not even going to evaluate.
right.
They did the evaluation.
Status quo.
We've evaluated. You know what? We were right. We were right about it all. So, like, you're now headed into next season, and it sounds bad as a Dolphins fan. I don't know why we're talking about the Dolphins after, this week and we're headed into the playoffs. But I guess this is going to be our last time to talk about the Dolphins for a while. I don't have a lot to look forward to next season right now, just because you're kind of going into it with the exact same people making the exact same decisions and the exact same pieces at the moment. And obviously you can like look into like the salary cap, and I haven't done that, so I don't know how much wiggle room they have there. But even if they have a lot of wiggle room, I don't trust the people making the decisions to make the right decisions. So
Right. Yeah.
it's not great right now. You're not exactly thinking, oh, you know what? One game out of the playoffs, we're ending on a high. Because you can even say, oh, well, there was a Tua situation with the concussions, and then he had the situation where he was injured at the last season where he may have had a partial muscle tear, and, it'll be fine. But there are still question marks about his health, and is he durable enough to go through an entire season? Because he did last year, but last year was like the first time that he did it since like high school or something.
Yes, right.
And like, I'm not going to be a conspiracy guy, but lots of conspiracies going around about why he was wearing sunglasses at night yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, people were asking, why this is a night game. Is something else going on here? It maybe, again, not to be a conspiracy guy, but it was a chatter on the internet. So maybe, was there another concussion situation we're just not aware about, and he has now more sensitivity to light? Is that why he's wearing that?
The reason I find the Dolphins interesting, and you're right, there's a number of places we could have started
Anywhere
today.
else.
But a year ago, this was the offense that everyone in the NFL was praising. Everyone wanted to come play for Mike McDaniel. Everyone wanted to play in this offense. And now you have the team's best player saying, no, I want out of here. That changed quickly. And to me, that's interesting.
Well, I mean, look, Tyreek Hill obviously has it's been stated that he needs to have wrist surgery, and he's been dealing with injuries. He had a knee, quote-unquote, procedure in the offseason no one knew about until the traffic stop. But he was not himself this year. Like, he part of the reason the Dolphins season didn't work out was not just Tua, was Tyreek was not Tyreek Hill this year.
Correct.
Remember when they scored 70 points against the Broncos?
Oh, it was amazing.
Week 3. What a time.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Yes. I have a lot of winners from the
I was
weekend.
at a baby shower that day, and I was watching on my phone. I couldn't stop. My wife was getting mad at me. I'll never forget where it was. She was like, "Can you please stop watching the Dolphins?" I'm like, "But they have 63 points,"
Right.
and she's like, "Okay,
As
so
soon
the
as
game's
they
over."
stop scoring,
It's like the
I'll
game's
stop
over. I'm
watching.
like, they might get 70 points.
You know what's lost in that game? Mike White bombed to Robbie Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Chosen Anderson.
I was longing for Mike.
You'll
White
never forget
this
where
week.
you were when you missed the 70-point performance by the Dolphins.
Yeah.
When I saw it put out by the Bills that they extended Mike White through next season, like he got a contract extension, I was like, oh man, we could have used Mike White this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hurt when I saw Jimmy Garoppolo putting up numbers against. I don't even know who the 49ers were playing. But I was like, could have been us.
I don't want to be like
Cardinals.
insulting to the quarterbacks that I'm thinking, but like when I was looking around the NFL landscape, looking at all the bad quarterbacks, I was like,
What,
ooh,
yesterday?
I'd take that quarterback. This last 2 weeks, I'm like, oh
Right.
man, I'd take that quarterback to start these meaningful games in a second.
Well, week 18 is where you find out where all the bad quarterbacks are playing. I mean,
You also find
So
out
true.
that's what it's all about.
you also
Marcus Mariota, really?
you find out also Carson Wentz.
Not a guy.
Oh, he's a listen. We have
Oh,
winners
man.
and losers to get to. I will tell you that Carson Wentz is one of my losers, big time loser.
Did you
I
say
mean,
winners and losers presented by Smirnoff, the world's
Oh.
#1 vodka? Please drink responsibly.
wow, man,
That was loud. That was loud.
coming off a holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Check the level.
I didn't even hear it.
We have a situation in the studio. No one needs to know this, but I'll let you guys in because we're all friends. We have a mystery cable. Mystery cable is just plugged into Stugotz's headphone jack. We have
Yes.
no idea where that cable goes. It goes underneath the table, then it disappears into the ground. No one knows what it's for. No one wants to unplug it. There was a hardware update while we were gone, and I truly believe, and I don't want to be a conspiracy guy. I truly believe Robert or someone on the hardware side just plugged the cable into a jack that they know that someone would notice, and now they're like, you know what? If anything was kind of like on shaky grounds, we can't make any changes because no one knows what that mystery cable is for. So
Right.
we can't get rid of anyone that knows what the mystery cable is for.
I mean, Fuentes is
a great
supposed
move.
to know what the mystery cable is. I asked him to come in here because I can't hear you as well as I normally do.
Yeah.
And Fuentes had no idea. He asked Danny B, what's the mystery cable? And I got to tell you, when you're asking Danny B what the mystery cable is and he doesn't know, big trouble.
Yeah.
Big trouble.
You guys-
Somebody knows. One person knows.
Someone plugged that in.
Yeah.
Someone plugged that in.
Yeah.
And so you guys, for those of you who don't know, because why would you know? Danny B is a guy that would just walk around with a bag of cables. You know what I mean?
Yup.
Like if there's anyone that has a bag of cables or a drawer full of cables,
It's
it's my
Danny B.
wife.
Yes.
And it's because she doesn't know what any of the cables are for, and she just throws them all in one drawer. And it's Danny B, but he knows what the cables are for.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
cable guy.
And knows the name of all those cables. Not like, hey, do
technical
you have the
names.
one that does this? No, he's like, oh, you mean a USB 3 SYZ?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
Easy-
got one of those.
Easy peasy. Yeah, but this one stumped him. I got to be
Yeah.
honest. He has no idea. I mean, we have found the cable that has stumped Danny B.
Winners this week and winners
Who do
and
you
losers
got?
presented by
Yeah.
Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. The person who knows what that cable is for, big winner, biggest winner in this company right now.
Robert.
Yeah. Also, loser are plumbing because apparently a pipe burst, and we got an email saying it smelled like poo poo here. So now there's all these machines, and I think they're dehumidifiers. We can't breathe. There's no humidity
There's
here.
there's
It's so dry in
Welcome
here.
back.
they're
Oh my gosh.
They're HEPA filters. They're,
But it's a dry heat.
It's a
But
dry heat. We're in the
so you're
desert
okay
right now. It's crazy. Like I'm struggling to breathe. I feel like the elevation.
You're back
here.
in Arizona.
It's weird, yeah. But it was cool in Arizona. It's warm in here.
Yeah.
Also a winner, the Tennessee Titans, #1 pick,
Yeah.
because the Patriots decided to win that game, I guess, to try to keep Gerard Mayo's job, and didn't work. He was a winner
work.
yesterday on the field and a loser off the field
I-
because he was the first one to be let go.
I would say that win got him fired. I
It
mean,
did.
Yes.
It did, and I was listening to Dominique Foxworth driving in here, and
Yeah.
here's a theory. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship from the Bills, letting the Patriots win so
Yes.
that their draft pick would go lower,
Yes.
drop from 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Travis Hunter. Yeah. I have a winner from that same game,
Okay.
and he's on the Patriots.
Yeah.
Joe Milton.
Joe Milton. We found out where he was yesterday.
Big winner.
Yeah.
I mean, a quarterback controversy is brewing in New England. How about that?
Listen, my guy was throwing darts. All right, he was slinging it.
Slinging it.
Slinging it.
Yes. He looked good.
That's their pitch to Vrabel. Come here, you get not one but two quarterbacks.
Yep. I mean, I cannot believe they did that to Gerard Mayo. He was a bridge to Mike Vrabel. That's it.
I mean,
Vrabel didn't want to be the guy that replaced the guy. Now he's the guy that replaces the guy.
Listen.
I mean,
if there was ever a question as to what tampering looks like, it was yesterday in New England. Like, it seemed very apparent Mike Vrabel is already the head coach of that team.
yeah. Yeah.
And they knew that.
Yeah. So Joe Milton.
And much like Kirk Cousins and Tyreek Hill, they use the Jets as leverage.
Yep.
They Vrabel interviews with the Jets on Friday, Sunday. Hey, listen, we're going to move on. We're going to do our thing.
Yep.
I guess we'll talk to Mike Vrabel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mikey, do you have a winner or a loser? I have another winner if you want me to get to it.
Okay,
give me your winner.
The world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly.
My winner, one of my winners from the weekend, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, he saved his best for last. I thought that's what we were going to get every single week.
Yeah.
We got it in his final week. It's not going to be his final game, I don't think.
Really?
I'm not certain he's going to play for the Jets, but I think Aaron Rodgers is going to continue to play football.
Where?
Yes. I don't know. I have no
CFL?
idea.
I have a loser
XFL?
off
I
that.
don't know. You have a loser off of that.
Off of that, yeah. Loser, the New York Jets, because for a 5-12 season, is that what they had? 5-12. Aaron Rodgers that season, he's third all time for the Jets in both touchdowns and yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
A 5-win team, but all time he's third.
Wow. In one season.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, for one season.
Oh, okay. I thought
He
it
had
was like
28
all-time
touchdowns,
season.
11
Third best
interceptions.
season for a Jets quarterback in history.
Did you guys see something yesterday? You see something that
5 wins.
moving forward, you're like, that's our guy next year.
I saw them win a game they didn't need to win. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but I'm saying you didn't see anything out of Aaron. Like, oh, you know what? Let's run this back.
I saw 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I wanted to see that a
He
year
did
ago.
throw an interception.
Oh, yeah.
The first pass of the game was an interception.
that might be your guy next year.
It's going to be our guy next year. Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It can't be.
I want it
can't
to
be.
Do you?
I know you do.
I mean, I know you
do.
don't want Sam Darnold after yesterday.
Listen,
do you?
I am telling you, if we started the
Yes, I
regular
do.
season again right now, the Jets would go to the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
Against the Bears.
Still
right?
facing the Bears? Yeah.
yes. Getting hot at the right time.
Bears
Bears too. Big
Also-
win yesterday.
big win yesterday that they didn't need. I mean, I guess
Big
that
win.
they need that for like their own psyche. Like, hey, we can beat the Packers.
Right.
But they really didn't need that win
It
yesterday.
only took 10 times.
They really did not need that win yesterday.
First win at Lambeau in like 7 years or something like that.
Fuentes, do you have a winner or a loser?
And Mike McDaniel looked pretty bad in that press conference, not knowing Tyreek Hill's availability. When they asked him, he's like, I heard there was a new injury. Now he's not. He just looked defeated. My guy, it's all cool wearing sneakers and sunglasses on the sideline until you're, crashing out against the Jets.
He needs to come back like next year in like Skechers or something. Nothing against fine people at Skechers,
And some cargo shorts.
but like he's got cargo pants, like some Skechers, or like I don't think Payless still exists in the U.S., but like some Payless shoes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like enough with the cool bullshit. Sorry for cursing.
Go
But
back to being a dork.
back to basics, exactly right. Let's get back in the lab. Let's stop with the shoes with the tags on them. And
Right. When you put up 70, you're cool.
exactly. The capris that you show your ankle. Like, let's back in the lab. Let's get a haircut. Let's put on some contact lenses. Let's not act like we have this job locked up.
Was J.J. McCarthy a winner last night?
No.
Darnold did not.
No.
I mean, that's the biggest game of the year, and Darnold did not play well. He's not a winner. J.J.
No, he did
McCarthy,
not.
not a winner.
No, but they're headed into the playoffs.
It
with
can
a
all
chip
be
on their
erased
shoulder.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually
You're right.
a
Fair.
great loss for the Vikings.
I don't
Bring
know.
it back down to earth.
How is it
I
a
don't
great
know.
loss for the Vikings?
Bring you back down to earth.
They could have had the 1 seed, a bye, and 2 home games
But
to get
now-
to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Now you know you can be beaten.
I know, but now they have to go to
Playing
L.A.
chess.
I
Playing
mean-
chess. Darnold's playing chess.
I got to
right.
be honest with you.
It's a good loss.
It's
How?
Thank you,
it's,
Mikey.
It's nothing that has ever happened before, but if there's ever one person that says, you know what, we, you know how like you can win the coin toss and you can defer.
Yes.
If there's anyone that would ever defer a buy, it's Dan Campbell, right? Like, I'm surprised that he hasn't looked into. Maybe he did, and we haven't heard about it. But
You know what? We're good. You guys take the bye week.
you guys take the buy. We want to keep.
We
playing.
still want to beat you.
Exactly.
We'll go to
We still wanna
LA.
prove that.
Grit. Yeah.
But we want to play next week.
We don't want rest versus rust. Not for us. We're gonna keep playing football every week until we get the job done. You know.
Yeah. Sam Darnold. enjoy your bye week. We got LA.
Yeah, we got LA. Next
We'll
week
take
we're
care
gonna be
of it.
back home. We're gonna keep home field.
Right.
But we'll do you a solid. We'll go to LA next week. We'll TCB, and we'll see you here in 2 weeks.
All right.
Is he trying to call Andy Reid and be like, "Hey, let's get it 1-versus-1, like off camera, like let's just meet up and play some football."
Yeah,
real
you know
quick."
how like in training camp you have
Call
teams
Spags.
that work out together.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the Lions are doing right now. They're like calling anyone, like the Chiefs. They're calling the Bills. They're like, come on, let's just get some reps in together this week. Little
It's like the
home.
third Apollo Rocky fight. It's like no one's
calling-
gonna know who won. They're
calling-
just gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
It's calling Canton, seeing if the field's available.
Yes. We told Billy, Mikey A, that the Chiefs were going to do everything they could to keep Joe Burrow out of the playoffs. We'll discuss that. And if the season ended today, next.
Stugotz,
Yo.
I've been doing some thinking here. And by the way, I want to welcome everybody back to God Bless Football, presented by Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. I've been doing some thinking about this 1-versus-1 that we were kind of joking about heading into the last break and Canton and all that. What if every year the bye week teams have like their own Pro Bowl games against each other, like a little mini Super Bowl preview? You know what I mean? If things go the way that they should go and the one faces the one next year, here's a little preview of how they would fare in dodgeball.
So you're saying like the Lions and the Chiefs would take
host the
Yes.
bye week games. Yeah.
and play dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Right.
We'd bring back drone drop. That wasn't a thing. That was a little thing for a little bit, then they stopped doing it. Just throwing it out there. I don't know
Right.
if Roger's listening or watching this week's episode. Roger, if you are, just a little food for thought there. Roger Goodell.
I think it sounds good until someone gets hurt doing it.
Well, you gotta be smart about it. You don't want to.
Do you?
Don't go too hard in the dodgeball.
Dan Campbell would play all of his starters.
That's
in
the
Pro
problem.
Bowl
That's why
games.
I'm telling you. I'm shocked that Dan Campbell accepted this bye. I can't believe it.
You can't.
No.
I have something going on with my phone where I think I changed the language and I don't know how to get out of it.
You're showing me your dog. What do you mean you changed it? Hold on a second. What's?
Things are coming in like Chinese. I mean,
Can we handle that after?
yes, we can. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was distracted because I had winners and losers and notes on there, and I had
you
all
can't
types of
read 'em
things
'cause
and I
they're in
couldn't get into the
Mandarin?
cell phone. Yeah.
Bad day to not have your phone
I feel
available.
like for Stugotz, it will be easier for him to learn Chinese than to change his phone back.
Maybe.
I don't know. Debatable. Billy, we told you, by the way, that the Chiefs were going to do everything they could to keep Joe Burrow out of it. I don't like it. I'm telling you, this is the year to get the Chiefs if you want them. The Chiefs laid an egg, and they did it on purpose because they didn't want Joe Burrow in, and now Bo Nix is in the playoffs. But the Chiefs, Carson Wentz was a complete disaster, and I cannot believe the Chiefs rolled over. They said all the right things headed into the weekend. We're not scared of anyone. They're scared of Joe Burrow.
Are they?
They are. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, they're scared of him. Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Losers.
Spags hot seat?
No.
It was
38 points.
Yeah,
Not a good
it
look
wasn't
yesterday.
good.
Yeah, not a
Wasn't
good look.
I don't know.
yesterday.
By the way, Lamar
Division
Jackson,
rival?
if Lamar Jackson wants to get to the Super Bowl, because the criticism of Lamar Jackson is do it in the postseason. He's been great in the regular season. He's going to have to beat Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He's then going to have to beat Josh Allen on the road. And if he does all that, he'll have to go to Kansas City and beat Patrick Mahomes. Good luck. Yeah.
And then probably go to the Super Bowl and beat Baker Mayfield.
That's right.
I'm rooting for Baker. I am.
Me too.
Billy, you like Baker.
I do like Baker. I don't have any confidence in the Buccaneers winning or going on a deep run. I thought for a time this season, there's a sneaky little team they could make a run in the NFC. I do not believe that anymore.
You know.
No, I don't.
Let's figure out a team we can rally behind, huh?
Okay.
Because the Dolphins are out, the Jets are out.
We're picking our own playoff teams here.
Yeah, the last time I saw the Jets play a playoff game was it 2010, Mikey?
It was.
Yeah, I hate them. So they're out of it. The Dolphins are out of it. I think me and Mikey are leaning towards getting behind the Bucs here. I am not certain if Billy would like to join us, but I am all about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like that team.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm all in on Tampa. Let's
Yeah?
go Tampa. That's my team for the playoffs
Okay,
until
Billy.
they lose. And
I
I'll
was going
pick
to
a new
say
one.
this may be a 1 week dalliance here
They
with
could beat the
Buccaneers.
Commanders.
They
They
can.
could beat the Commanders.
Yeah, they also got the home game against.
Maybe
the
I'll inherit the Commanders if they win.
Okay.
You inherit whoever beats the Bucs.
I like that.
Maybe.
I like that. Your team is the Bucs' path or projected path, and whenever they get eliminated, you then inherit that team, and when they get eliminated, you inherit the next team. So ultimately,
Until we get to Philadelphia,
yeah,
I can't root for Philadelphia.
you're going to be like an Eagles fan or a Lions fan at the end.
No, I'm not going to root for Philadelphia. I'll just move on from there.
Oh,
Who do you guys think is the worst playoff team? Because I have a nominee.
The Broncos, most people would say.
I'm
The
gonna say
Texans.
the Houston Texans.
Really?
Oh yeah,
The Houston Texans are the worst playoff team.
correct.
yeah.
That's what I think, at least. Man, let me tell you, the Panthers dodged a bullet. Taking Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud.
Oh, really?
Bryce Young's a quarterback.
All right, I'm not with you there.
Dual
glad you
threat.
told us that.
Dual threat
That's
Bryce
where
Young.
I get off the train.
Are you
That's where I
saying-
get off the train.
So are you guys saying that Justin Herbert will beat the Chargers are going to beat the Texans? Is
Hey,
what you guys are saying?
Justin Herbert, sneaky good year.
Right.
Sneaky good year. The quietest 3-interception year I've ever seen. Like, he's been good.
He has been good.
He's been really good. Like,
Yes.
like Harbaugh turned him into a game manager. Best thing for him.
Yes.
Like, he's been amazing.
We have Ravens Steelers too. We tired of that game yet? I mean,
Seriously.
The Chargers.
Enough with Russell Wilson. Oh,
The
awful.
Chargers are 3-point favorites on the road at Houston this
yeah,
weekend.
Houston's been bad, but you're not going to be surprised if Houston wins that game. You
I-
can't be
I
surprised
would
if
be.
Houston wins that game.
I
Really?
think I would be.
I think the Chargers are.
Is there a game where you'd be surprised?
I'd be surprised if the Steelers beat the Ravens.
I'd be
100%.
surprised if the Broncos
100%.
beat the Bills.
I don't know. I got to tell you.
I
don't know.
Listen, I'm not picking the Broncos, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Give me Mobo. Mobo.
I mean, 8.5 points. They should beat the spread.
Would you be surprised if the Packers beat the Eagles?
No. There might be something to play off love.
Hold on, are we playing if
Remember
the
last
season
year
ended
they were
today? Right?
the
Went to
Cowboys
Dallas,
were
yeah.
supposed to roll them.
Right.
Is this if the season ended today?
Not officially, I don't think. I'm not
Not
sure.
officially.
Well,
Right.
I mean, if we're doing this and then we do if the season ended today, we're doing the exact same thing.
Are we? I just asked who the worst playoff team was.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going through every matchup right now.
I know.
So we would know what
Well,
happens.
let's
if the
not
season
go
ended
through
today.
every matchup. We only went through like 4 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
There's only.
Well, do you want to make it
There's 8.
official and have Mikey do if the season
Season
ended
6.
today?
You
I
might as
mean,
well. Yeah, you open the door.
All right, make it official, Mikey. All right. So.
All right, fine. If the season ended today, right now, the Chargers would go to the Texans. We did that one.
Wow.
The Steelers would go to the Ravens. We did that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Broncos would
Well,
go
no,
to the Bills.
we didn't
Guess what?
do that one. We just said we're tired of the matchup. I mean, if the season ended today, would we be tired of that matchup? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
9.5.
The season
points.
ended yesterday. I'd be tired with that matchup.
9.5 points for the Ravens. Yes.
That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of.
That is a lot of points.
By the way, how does Mike Tomlin not go to Justin Fields in that game? I mean,
Russell Wilson looked bad.
you look bad. You have the weather's bad. Russell Wilson's bad, and Justin Fields is a quarterback who runs the ball. Like, at least give it a try.
To be fair, George Pickens, no help to Russell Wilson
Terrible.
yesterday. Yeah, he was so bad. I think he had like 4 targets and 3 of them were drops, and then the other one was like a reception for 0 yards. He was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to question Mike Tomlin.
you're not.
No,
Why?
I've learned.
What do you mean?
Just don't question Mike Tomlin.
What have you learned? He's
He
won
knows.
1 Super Bowl.
Whoa. Well, you're off.
Wait
the
a
Tomlin
second, wait a
bandwagon.
second.
You've
What
been
do you-
telling us he's coach of the year for 15 years
I have
now.
not been saying. I said earlier this year.
You
he's
say he's the
overrated.
greatest coach of the NFL every single year.
Listen, they've had 3 coaches since 1969. I got news for you. Tomlin's the worst of the 3. How about that? Huh?
Well,
Chuck Noll's got 4 Super
Billy.
Bowls. Bill
I don't
Cowher's
know what
got
we're
2.
doing.
I mean,
I don't know what we're doing.
Billy.
Did you hit your head? What's going on here?
Tomlin. Listen. Tomlin. The last 5 years, like a 500 coach.
Yeah,
He's got a playoff game.
He's got an argument.
I think he's reading his Chinese phone wrong.
What's
over there.
going on
It's
here?
back to English.
Jeez Louise. What'd you do for New Year's, Stugotz?
I mean, Fuentes is agreeing with me. You guys think Tomlin's a great coach?
No.
It's not about the take. It's about how that has not been your tune for the last 15 years.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden it's Tomlin's overrated.
New
Yeah,
year,
well,
new you.
I mean, tunes change, times change, and I said earlier, I said it this season. He's overrated.
Okay.
Sorry for you.
What'd you do this year for New Year's? Like, what's going on here?
I did nothing for New Year's.
Yeah?
I went to
Sad.
Bob Weir at the Broward Center.
Little golf?
I played a lot of golf. Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself.
Okay.
How about you? How was your? New
That
Year?
was fine. Nothing.
Did you make it up till midnight?
Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Mikey, midnight.
Nope, passed out.
Really?
I saw a great thing for you, Billy.
That's my guy.
Yeah, it was I saw it online. These family, they did a fake New Year's at like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Because obviously the kids are
I
oblivious.
love that.
Yeah, the kids
I've done that. I've done that.
I'm good with New Year's being at 7 p.m.
On New Year's
Yeah,
Eve.
so the second the kids do Happy New Year at 7, by 8 o'clock they're asleep, and then it's parent time after
We
that.
did that at 9 this year.
There you go.
We did the old balloons in the ceiling with a tarp or whatever. We pulled it down. The balloons came. Balloons were laying around on the floor for 4 days after. They'd slowly pop. There was confetti inside the balloons. It was a whole mess.
Yeah.
Everyone was scared every time a balloon would pop, but it was fun for about 4 seconds.
Big fraudulent New Year, just like Mike Tomlin.
Jeez.
Wow.
Billy, you can't see it now, but there's going to be a time sooner than you think where those kids are going to not want to spend New Year's with dad, and you cannot wait to get to sleep by 10 o'clock. They'll be out till 5 in the morning. You won't care. And they won't care about you.
I'd probably be worried.
As long as they text you at midnight. As long as they text you, Happy New Year, Dad.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Saw it. Good night.
Okay.
Just so you know they're alive. That's
All
it.
right.
And they still care about you a little bit. It's
Yeah.
coming, Billy.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
I look forward to that, I guess. I don't know how I'm
No.
supposed to respond. No, I don't look forward to
Well,
that.
no, you should. There are parts of it you should look forward to.
We by the
The
way,
10 o'clock sleeping part is the part you should look forward to.
can we? This is a big football day, and we've gotten off track. But Stugotz, Mike Fuentes, you didn't do the episodes with us that we were doing, the audio only episodes during the break, but we caught on to what we think may have been a falsehood from Stugotz, where every time we were recording, and he will defend himself now, every time we were recording, he was on his way to drop someone off at the airport. But so we were constantly sending
airport,
people out. No one was coming back, but we were sending them out again.
Yeah.
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 How many trips did your family go on this past 2 weeks?
I had my two daughters who came home from college at separate times. And then one of them came home, and then I think about 7 to 10 days later, went to Australia. She's studying
Australia?
abroad. Yeah, she's studying abroad.
Emma?
And that was
What's she studying?
I have no idea.
Isn't she studying communications? What is she going to study abroad for?
She's going to Australia.
She's
She's
going
having
to
the time of her. She's
study
there
communications
now.
in Australia?
Yeah,
Like, what
she's
are we
there
doing?
now. So we had to get her from my South Florida to New York for that trip.
Uh-huh.
And then she flew from New York to L.A. My wife went with her to New York, not to L.A. Layover in L.A., then she went straight to Australia, and then we had Rachel go back to college. So we had a lot of trips to the airport.
Wait, why did she fly back to New York to go to Australia?
I guess whatever,
flights.
She's at
I get it.
Syracuse University, and the flights out of New York to California. She wanted to go with some of her friends who were going, so they all got on the plane together.
That's a long plane ride, bro.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. And it was stressful for us,
it's like
too. 'cause she
23
was
hours.
stressed. Yes.
You been on that flight?
No, but I remember when I was thinking of going to Japan, they were like, "Oh, it's 18 hours," and I had stress about it. So I can only imagine a full 24 hours on a plane.
Did she get there?
Yeah, she got there. She's fine. She's having fun.
Celebrate New Year's over there or here? Where do we celebrate New Year's?
She celebrated it over there.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she's living in the future.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, it was New Year's. She was wishing me Happy New Year's. I'm like, it's not New Year's yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like my
It's
phone.
in 3 days.
Yeah. Are you going to go visit her in Australia?
I am going to.
She's
yes.
just there for a semester?
She's there for 5 months. Yeah.
When
Wanna
you
join
visit?
me?
I don't know. I'm trying to see. Maybe something lines up. You have any NFL games in Australia this year?
Trying to
We
think of
do,
what they
coming
what they-
up.
yeah, I'm
No,
trying to
we
think of what they
don't. Not
play
in
there.
Australia.
Well, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. At
Really?
least.
Yeah, but she'll be
Yeah,
gone by
Not
then.
this
Big
season.
thing.
Didn't think that out.
Dude, I'm trying
Give it
to
a Google.
expense you a trip to Australia. Like, let's not just write it off right away.
Well, I
Hold on a
got news
second.
for you. When I'm going,
God bless football, mate.
the Australian Open's going on.
Wow.
I mean, I am the tennis guy here
I
at
am-
Meadowlark Media. By now.
Are you?
I am now.
Okay.
Are you?
So you got some breaking news this
What happened?
morning that obviously now is much later in the day on the DraftKings Network. It's this afternoon, so it's been
Yes.
discussed all day long. But in the morning, it
It's
was.
tomorrow in Australia.
That's true. It is tomorrow in Australia. Did you see the flight?
You sure it's not yesterday?
I don't know.
Your daughter already knows who's fired.
That's true. Oh my gosh!
She
You
knew
know
before I
what?
did.
We should have
She should be
booked.
breaking
She should be
news.
breaking news
Let's
to
send,
us.
hold on a second. Let's
Send her a
send-
Zoom link.
Exactly right. Let's send a Zoom link to Stugotz's daughter so she can tell us all of the NFL news since she's a day ahead of us. Because we're moving
Does
a little
Schefter just
slowly
have
here.
Does Schefter just have contacts in Australia, and that's how he breaks all the news?
I imagine he flies there for this time of year. You know what I mean? Like Shefty's just in Australia now, so that's how he gets ahead of everyone else.
So it is 12:30 in the morning in Sydney. You want to send a Zoom link to my daughter? It's Tuesday already.
Yeah, so she knows.
God, I wish it was Tuesday.
because a college girl's probably asleep at 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30. She's probably been studying all day. She's exhausted in Australia.
She's definitely not up right now.
Yeah. So the breaking news out of
Her night is
Australia.
just starting. Anyway, go
Doug
ahead.
Peterson has been let go.
Really?
Or Doug Marrone, as I call him. Yeah.
We once
That's a
had him
deep
on.
cut. That's
Yes.
a deep cut for those of you who have been long listeners.
We had
God bless
Peterson
football.
on the
That's a
show
deep
once,
cut.
yes, and Billy introduced him as Doug Marrone, and he was offended, and he had every right to be.
I didn't even. I said Coach Marrone, which was like, I got way too comfortable.
The wrong Doug.
Yeah, I was trying to be respectful and say Coach, and I just went wrong. But really, I mean, especially in light of the news today out of Australia.
Yes.
Doug Peterson, Doug Marrone. Is there a difference?
Well, at the time, there was a difference, but in your defense, now there's not.
Yeah, I mean, they've joined the same club of
yes.
former Jaguars.
One of them has a
coaches.
Super Bowl.
Yes.
You know, technically.
Right. Mikey, you were saying during the break that you think Ben Johnson's going to Jacksonville, which would surprise me, by the way.
Listen, according to a lot of reports, it's like the worst kept secret. Ben Johnson is headed to the Jaguars. And now I think we can assume that Mike Vrabel's going to the Patriots.
Right.
And that might be why Antonio Pierce might stay with the Raiders. They might know they're not getting Vrabel. And they're like, let's just roll this guy out there one more year. Save the money.
Dominoes are dropping, Stugotz.
They are, yes.
I mean,
for the really bad teams.
they're going up and falling real quick.
Which place would you most want to be at? New Orleans, Jacksonville, Chicago, New York, New England? Because Ben Johnson can pick his job. Well, I guess he can't pick New England because that job's already gone to Vrabel.
What if he called New England, though, and he's like, you know what?
I want that job?
Yeah. What do
I
they
like
do?
Joe Milton.
Yeah. I like Joe Milton.
The future.
I saw that guy. Did you see that guy do a flip? I want him.
He's so good.
He's not. He's really not so
I have
good.
no idea. He was good yesterday.
He looked good.
Yeah, he really did, Billy.
I could only go by what I saw.
Not so good. No.
Billy, you look good.
That's okay.
Beat the number 2 seed Bills.
You should get him for the Jets. Have Milton be your starter.
He's the guy the Jets would classically overpay for and be out of the league in 2 years. No, not out of the league. They trade him in 2 years, and 7 years later, he'd be good somewhere else.
Yeah, he's a new guy in the Rams after Stafford retires and he excels. You know?
Who's going to be your quarterback? Like, who's going to be the washed up, like, Jets?
Kirk Cousins.
It's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, it just fits too well for them to, because they tried to get him a few years ago. He used them as leverage to get more money from Minnesota. It just fits too well. They're going to go get him and be like, this is who we wanted all along.
Are you drafting a
terrible.
quarterback?
I mean, we have the seventh pick in the draft.
Not to play, though. Like, draft a quarterback to develop.
No, and it won't be a first-round guy unless one of the two big ones fall.
You don't think they'll use 7 on?
It's not a good quarterback.
It's not a good quarterback
draft.
class.
It's not.
Right.
They're gonna take a Quinn Ewers or somebody like that, Jackson Dart, second, third round.
Quinn Ewers, I feel like a year ago's draft stock was like sky high. I'm like,
I agree.
Quinn Ewers is gonna be great, and now it's like, oh, he's not a first rounder.
Did you see the report?
Yes, there's a story out there. Yes, go ahead, Mikey. Tell it. Go ahead.
That there's a school, a mystery school, that's offering him big money to take a graduate year.
I would take
and
it
stay
if I
in
was
college.
him.
And if I'm him, I'm taking it in a second.
100%.
You can only improve your draft stock and just make more money.
Well, I think it's a $10 million deal. No one knows the school, but it's $10 million for 1 year of Quinn Ewers, allegedly. Right. But I said,
if I'm Texas, I pay for part of that. Get the hell out of town, Quinn.
But we have quickly arrived.
Well, they don't have to. He has to leave Texas.
He has to leave Texas, right? He has 1 year at another school if he wants, right?
Yes. As a grad transfer year.
We have quickly arrived at a time where guys are going to have those decisions to make on an annual basis. Do I stay in college and make $10 million, or do I go to the NFL and make less?
Oh, you think Mario's
Notre Dame
sniffing around?
Mario
here?
Cristobal's on the move.
Yeah, for Quinn Ewers.
Really?
Is Cam Ward going to be the number 1 pick in the draft?
I don't know. Titans.
That's the report that the Titans are one of the few teams that liked Cam Ward more than they like Shador.
Good for him.
Why are you saying it like that?
I'm happy for him, but man, you have the number 1 pick in the draft down here, you can't make it to the playoffs. Jeez.
You don't like Cam Ward?
No, that's not a Cam Ward criticism at all.
Huh.
It's more a Cristobal criticism.
Yeah. Well,
guy sucked it up at you. Sun Belt. 3 games a year. Get out of here.
Also, FIU's best years.
Yeah, debatable.
Yeah.
First bowl win.
First bowl win.
Why are you going in on Cristobal right now?
There's this guy.
What do you mean this guy?
Overrated. Guy has a season down here. Doesn't win a damn game. Has another season. He wins 1 game.
Right.
Go to like 2 bowl games, and then boom, T.Y. Hilton leaves back to 3 wins a season.
Yeah.
Fraud.
Gets Cam Ward. He has a chance to get to the playoffs. He kicks a field goal instead of going with Cam Ward, who's going to be the number 1 pick of the draft. I mean,
Some
bad coach.
Some
Breaking news.
Some are saying he was holding Oregon back.
Wait, are you saying we have breaking news again?
have a
Let's
little
head
bit of
to
breaking news
Australia.
Wow, let's go to Australia.
Yeah,
Sydney, down
went to
under. Mikey,
Australia.
what do you have?
I'm sorry. Brian Dayball and Stugotz's boy Joe Shane will stay.
Yeah.
With the Giants. They
wow.
are not. Neither guy is being let go.
There's a lot of teams coming out and saying we're very happy with our bad situation, and it's really weird. We had a couple of them yesterday. We're having another one now where it's just like, we're good. And it's like, no, you're not good. Make a change. What are you doing?
If you're putting out the statement, "Hey, we're going to keep these guys," not a good sign.
Yeah.
Not if they have to be reassured.
The dreaded vote of confidence.
It's 100% us, I guess the management saying, this is your last chance. Like, this is it. We're good. We're happy with this direction for 1 more season, and then you're done. Because why else are we putting out so quickly? I really don't get why the team owners are so eager to go out there and upset their fan base after disappointing seasons, because that's what it is. It's all the disappointing teams, and the owners are just running out to say, you know what? I know that you're frustrated. Stay frustrated because we're doing nothing about this.
We're good.
Why don't you wait a day? Like, what are we doing?
Or just do nothing.
Or just do nothing.
Just say nothing.
Say nothing.
Yeah, just say
Right.
nothing. Yeah.
I guess you want to, like, oh, you know what? This is our guy. We want to, have some calm in the building, have everybody know that, we have a plan here. And it's like, but your plan here is to not fix the problem that's going on here.
Yes. No, I like what you said. The Giants are saying, no, we're good. And you're saying, no, you're 3-14.
Yeah, you're not good. Like,
Right.
You're not even exploring other options. You're like, you know what? We thought about this
We're
for
good.
15 minutes, and we're good.
Going
And
back.
to go deeper into what you said, Billy, when you put out a statement like that, you're essentially saying you've got 1 year, like you need to fix it. A GM's job is to build for the future, but if I've got 1 year, I'll give you all my first round picks to save my job for another year. That's how teams get behind the 8 ball with trying to keep jobs.
That terrible, terrible win a couple of weeks ago with Drew Lock trying to impress the rest of the NFL.
Good win.
He did, though.
It's a terrible win. It was a terrible win.
did.
He's a starter next year.
No, I
somewhere
know
for
he
sure.
did.
He's a starter
The
next year.
Jets. I mean,
Drew Lock and Gerard Mayo, the new Jets tandem.
if the Jets hire Mayo.
I
And by the way, I have no idea if Mayo's a good coach or not. How could anyone know?
I hope that later today we get a report saying, you know what? We thought about this. Daniel Jones is our guy.
We're gonna bring it back.
We're going to stick with Danny Dimes. He's our guy.
He's on the Vikings.
Oh, that's
He's on
true.
the Vikings.
I forgot.
I totally forgot about
We're
that.
bringing it back.
He's on the Vikings.
How was your vacation, Billy?
Oh, my God, dude. Yesterday we did a stream for like 4 hours, and then they're
Why?
I was anticipating excitement one way or another. And
Because
both
you
games
saw
were blown out.
you saw it in the NFC South, right? You saw it early in the 1:00 games with
I
the
was
Bucs
thinking
and the
we have a
Falcons,
situation.
right?
Yeah, I think we have a situation there.
Okay,
Yeah, I totally forgot.
we did it.
Daniel Jones is gone.
Right, well,
but maybe he's back. We got to check in with Australia.
Well, and you also forgot when you did that stream that the Chiefs were going to keep Joe Burrow out of the playoffs. I mean,
yeah.
I have a hot take.
what do you
What's
have?
The Bengals defense cost Joe Burrow the MVP.
I'm not certain Joe Burrow's not
Joe-
the MVP.
I'm certain Joe Burrow is not the MVP.
Yeah, he didn't make the playoffs. So
No, I know he's not going to win it, but
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not,
not
certain
going to win
he's
it
not-
anyways.
Right.
But he would have
I
won
think
it.
it's-
I think if they make the playoffs, he wins it.
Really?
Yeah, he's been great.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's
been
He
amazing.
has been great.
He has been good.
No,
but,
Billy, he's
but-
been great.
Yes, but he has
like historically great.
Yeah, but to win the MVP, there's been not much
You gotta make the
chatter of
playoffs.
him, and it's
the quarterback on one of the best teams in the NFL. You're right.
But
Yes.
like it's not gonna. It's between two guys, right? Lamar Jackson
And Josh.
Yeah, and
maybe
if-
Saquon. Maybe.
No.
Doubtful though.
No, he's not gonna.
No.
Okay.
Offensive player of the year is Saquon or Jamar Chase.
Do these sound like MVP numbers 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
No, I'm not disputing that he didn't have a good year. But what I'm saying is him making the playoffs, the last week of the season, the voters' minds have already been made up one way or another. It's not just going to be like, well, Joe made it. Hold on, let me change my vote completely.
I don't know.
If he's in the conversation, maybe, but not to come out of nowhere and just he wins now the MVP.
No, I think the Bengals record hurts him because he's first in yards, first in touchdowns.
If the Bengals made the playoffs,
I think he wins the MVP.
Right, but if they make the playoffs if they're dominant all year and make the playoffs, he's the obvious MVP.
Then he's
But
a
what
shoo-in.
Billy's saying is right. Voters may have made up their minds already, and sneaking in final week might not be enough to sway voters.
Yeah.
If they were the Broncos,
Not
he
enough
wins the playoffs.
voters.
Maybe.
If they
Some
were the
voters,
like that
right.
team that was the 7th seed the whole time but still needed to win at the end, I think he wins the MVP.
If the
they were the
season was 3 weeks longer, maybe he'd be the MVP.
And the Jets would be 4-0.
I think they're going to ride high. Go on a 3-game win streak right now.
Jets are hot.
Collision course with the
Yeah.
Bears.
I didn't want the season to end
Don't
today.
look out for the Jets. Don't
I
sleep on
wanted
the
a new
Jets.
season to start today.
Getting hot at the right time.
They are.
Yeah.
They might be the best of all the bad teams.
Are they?
Headed into the bad playoffs.
No, I'll take the Panthers on that.
The bad playoffs.
You like that, don't you?
I like a bad playoffs
That is-
for the number 2 pick in the draft. So you have the number 1 pick in the draft is the worst team. And then you have the bad playoffs for the number 2 pick in the draft. But
Wait, you
here's
can
the
win,
thing.
so you can have the first and second pick of the draft?
if you win the bad playoffs.
Oh, so the Titans are in the bad playoffs. Wow, I like that.
Billy, I might like your idea better than mine. I always thought the number 1 pick should be a bidding war, a silent auction.
Ooh.
But you have to pay the player you draft the money that you bid.
I like the silent auction being non-financial. So you're giving up assets.
Right.
So it could be like a player, like we will give you whoever
Give who, though?
for the number 1 pick, or
Give who?
or we'll give you my timeshare in Boca. You know what I mean? Like it's just out there, and it's whatever Roger wants to kind of get. And if you give up an asset, like you give up a player, that asset, or I guess even the thing, is up for being drafted. So like you could draft the timeshare if you wanted to.
You have
In the
billionaires
7th
having a
round, the Jets are
timeshare?
totally taking the
That's just,
timeshare.
A billionaires with a timeshare is
Well,
what he has here.
yeah.
It's like an ex-wife's timeshare.
Who would be
Boca.
in the bad playoffs? Who would be the favorite in the NFC? The Falcons?
Do we do NFC?
Seahawks.
Oh, the Seahawks.
Do we
Wow.
do NFC, AFC for the bad playoffs, or is it just one big seeding of all the bad teams?
Does Dak come back for the bad playoffs?
Wow.
Whoa.
So they could draft his replacement?
Yeah, Dak would probably then tank the bad playoffs.
Right.
I like
Ooh,
that.
The Bengals would be the overwhelming favorite in the bad playoffs, right?
The bad playoffs are the opposite of Week 18 in terms of incentives, because all the incentives are for the players to do badly and lose so that they can't be replaced.
You got to give a huge monetary prize. Like the team splits $100 million or something.
For the bad playoffs.
Yeah, for the bad playoffs, because they want to
$100
win.
million
They get a time-
bad
Yeah,
playoffs.
something stupid like that. Yeah. You know,
Cap
they get a
room?
timeshare. They get time at the timeshare. The billionaire timeshare.
The billionaire's ex-wife's timeshare.
Gola coming into town. Notre Dame plays Penn State Thursday night right down here.
You know what?
He's not going on Billy's couch?
I haven't sent that invitation yet. I'm gonna do that today. I need to reach out to him and let him know that the couch is available. The Golics, are they both coming? They should just do the show from here. I mean, I don't book the studio, but why don't they do their show from here one day?
I don't know. I asked Mike if he was coming. He said he wasn't sure yet. So
All right.
you
Well,
never know with the Golics.
you never know. Just waiting out for the right offer. Really.
I have a question for
Feisty Golics.
It's not my
those
couch.
feisty Golics. I have 2 questions for you guys. Mm-hmm. Has Mike McCarthy done enough?
No,
No, he's going to get fired today.
but he hasn't done
No,
enough.
he doesn't. That's the weird thing. He doesn't even have to get fired. His contract is up. All they have to do is not re-sign him.
Has he done enough where Jerry Jones will re-sign him? Is what I'm asking.
The funny
I think he'll
thing.
lowball him because that's Jerry.
The funny thing about Mike McCarthy,
Loves a good low ball.
the
He
answer.
loves a good contract leverage.
He loves a good low
contract
ball and a
leverage.
timeshare. Yeah.
Did you see Jerry allegedly? And I'm not
I have no
100%
idea.
sure. Jerry allegedly saved $500,000 by not starting Cooper Rush because Cooper Rush was in line for like a snaps bonus, And because Cooper Rush did not play and Trey Lance played instead, Jerry saved $500,000.
He said he had no idea about it.
Yeah, of
even
course.
though he's the team's GM.
Right.
Bull.
Oh,
That's how you become a billionaire, though, boys.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
So you asked, has Mike McCarthy done enough?
I had a second question, but that's the first one, yes.
I think, and it's the rare situation where the answer is always no.
Right.
You don't even need to add on to it. Has he done enough to get fired? No. Has he done enough to justify keeping his job? No.
Right.
He's just never done enough.
Well, he won a Super
wait.
Bowl that one year.
Wow.
McCarthy did really well with Cooper Rush and Trey Lance as his quarterback, but his quarterback is Dak Prescott, who he was terrible with and who is the franchise.
Yeah.
But let's keep him around to work with Dak Prescott.
We got
Yeah, I
to
don't see it.
do, and this will be an off-season thing because there's no need to do it during the playoffs, but we got to do it.
We're going to do it right now.
Worst coaches to win the Super Bowl because we've already referred to Mike McCarthy as Super Bowl winning coach and Doug Peterson as Super Bowl winning coach, and both of them are kind of like, okay, but they're Mike McCarthy and Doug Peterson.
And Mike Tomlin.
I really what has happened tomorrow in Australia that you know about that has changed your thinking so much? Like how far ahead are you guys in
how
Australia?
bad?
Did you already see the playoff results for the first week? Like what are we doing?
Yeah, he lost to the Ravens, got blown out.
What was your if they beat the Ravens, I would not be surprised in the slightest.
If the Steelers beat the Ravens,
Yes.
you would not be surprised.
I would not.
I'd be shocked.
And Stugotz will come in here
I-
talking about
I'd be
Mike
shocked.
Tomlin is coach
and
of
it's
the year.
not because I think the two teams are on the same plane whatsoever. But that seems like, yep, that's what happens. That's what happens in the first round of the playoffs.
And when the Steelers play the Ravens.
Exactly right.
Mike Tomlin has owned Lamar Jackson head-to-head in the regular season. So
Coach of the year.
I'll tell you that. Well, listen, if the Steelers win that game and Billy's right, John Harbaugh should be fired. How about that? Someone's getting fired after that game.
You know-
I'm going to fire someone.
I can-
Whether they get fired or not doesn't matter to me. I'm firing somebody.
I can tell you what happens if that ends up being the result next week. I can tell you right now, Stu guys' analysis. Like I have it. I almost want to write it on a piece of paper and just
Do it.
Just save it for a week.
Do
But
it.
I'm just going to tell you what it is because I'm going to lose a piece of paper.
Do it. I'll keep it here.
But I want to say it. You're just going to say AFC North football. That's exactly what the analysis is going to be if that's the
It's
result.
AFC North
That's
football.
the AFC
You're right.
North
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
The street fight every time.
every time. And that's exactly
Throw out the
how we
records.
want it. Yeah, exactly.
Throw out the records.
What was your second Mike McCarthy question?
Two legendary
It
coaches.
wasn't a follow-up on McCarthy. It was it's a question about Nick Sirianni. If Sirianni loses at home to the Green Bay Packers, does he get fired the next day?
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe.
it's an insane conversation to be having. This man is the only Eagles coach in Eagles history to make the playoffs in his first 4 seasons. He was a play away from beating Andy Reid and the Chiefs in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Will he get fired if he loses to the Packers?
I have a question about that because
I have a follow-up, too, so
if
go
you're,
ahead.
if you're Saquon Barkley
Yeah.
and you don't win the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
do you think, why the f*** didn't I play in Week 18?
Yes.
You
I could have had an all-time record.
You have to win the Super Bowl.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to win the
Yeah.
Super
Yes.
Bowl.
Otherwise,
Yes.
it's all a waste.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a big gamble.
It's huge.
They're probably not going to win the Super Bowl. Just statistically, they're probably not going to win the
Probably
Super Bowl.
not.
Because I don't know if you guys know this. Here's a stat of the day. Only one team wins a Super Bowl every year.
Right.
So
Yes.
And there's 14 teams going for it. right?
exactly right.
Right.
So odds are against them here.
Only one team wins the bad playoffs as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Number 2 pick on the line.
Whose fan base is harder on their coach? The Eagles with Nick Sirianni or Ohio State and Ryan Day?
Oh, he's safe. Ryan Day, congratulations.
Ryan Day's going to win the title, and
You're-
nobody's going to care about
exactly
Michigan.
right.
They both should be safe.
You're in the
Now,
driver's
there'll still be
seat
some
now.
people.
both-
Hey, beat Michigan.
Those guys.
Look at that one guy.
But
out
there's
there.
still a very vocal minority screaming to get rid of this coach.
I mean,
on
they
both
blew
sides.
out the undefeated number 1 team in the country.
We
I don't disagree. I think Ryan Day, as a Michigan fan, I want Ryan Day there forever.
Right.
But there's still people screaming that Ryan Day needs to go because he can't beat Michigan.
Right.
And Nick Sirianni, like you said, was in the playoffs. He was in the Super Bowl, one play away, and they still want him gone.
Yeah.
We have 3 games left in college football playoffs, and we're going to get to those in a later episode this week. A little underwhelming so far.
Oh my God!
There's still 3 games to go. So
Arizona State, Texas,
old format. Yeah,
the only good game.
There's one good game so far.
5 teams. Deserve
Old
to be in
format, we would still have the entire playoffs ahead of us.
Yes.
So we can still make up for it. But new format, a little underwhelming so far.
Billy, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I've been holding this in the entire show. You brought it up earlier. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to make the full commitment to it.
No.
But I'm ready to make the full commitment to it.
I don't like commitments.
I think Bo Nix is going to beat the Bills.